Hey there, I'm Jess. Welcome to our special episode, Moving to Alabama. Think twice, the real deal on Lower Alabama. Today we're not just exploring the sunny beaches and charming towns of LA, we're going deep into the less discussed aspects of living here. So come along as we uncover the unspoken truths about Lower Alabama. Sure, LA is loved for its hospitality and beautiful coastlines, but living here year-round is a different story. Let's start with tourism, a boon for our economy, but a bane for locals during peak seasons. Picture packed beaches and traffic congestions, particularly in Gulf Shores during summer. And if you're not a fan of the heat, brace yourself. Our summers are hot and incredibly humid. It's a whole different kind of heat that a lot of y'all might not be used to or might never learn to live with. In my opinion, our heat is more pleasant just knowing that we have easy access to the most gorgeous beaches. And everywhere I look, I see palm trees and tropical plants, and that alone makes me enjoy our warm weather. I also know what it's like to live in Arctic temps where it was overcast for months and months on end. My car door is being frozen and the windshield covered in ice. Yeah, we don't have to deal with that down here, so I deeply appreciate our weather down here in the south. Now, the rain we can get down here can be intense, often leading to flash floods. That is, of course, when we're not in a drought, which happens too. So either way, whether you're driving somewhere or you're planning an outdoor event, check the forecast and always be prepared for a downpour. I keep an umbrella handy in all of my cars because you never know when you're gonna need it, and chances are you'll need it more than once a week. Considering moving here, keep in mind real estate in desirable spots can be pricey. We talk to a lot of people who wanna move here, and a lot of them are under the impression that they can come down here and they can buy an updated single family home on acreage for $350,000 on the Eastern Shore or somewhere nice in Baldwin County. Unfortunately, that's not realistic in Lower Alabama. You'll pay more for a home like that. I don't know of any booming areas where there's great schools, close proximity to beaches, and just an above average place to live that's gonna be that cheap. In my opinion, if it's cheap, it's not gonna be the greatest place to live. And don't forget about additional costs like property taxes and insurance, especially if you're eyeing a place near the coast. You also have to consider POAs or HOAs. Most communities here will come with an association fee. Healthcare accessibility varies across the region. While we have excellent facilities and hospitals, for some people, depending on where you live, reaching them can be a hassle due to traffic. Infrastructure is something to think about before moving here. Definitely look into any specialists that you might need to see because we're still growing and we're not a huge metro city, so you might find that a specialty doctor is going to be over in Mobile County or even in Pensacola. Lower Alabama is more than just beaches. Many areas offer a slower pace and that traditional southern charm, but it may not be everyone's cup of tea. We move a lot slower down here and we take time with everything. Shops close up early and many places are closed on Sundays and even Mondays. Again, this is not a huge metro area that never sleeps. We sleep here and we like our home cooked meals, so not having Uber Eats to a million places isn't a big deal to us. The job market here is evolving. We're seeing growth in aerospace and eco-friendly industries. We build a lot down here, so there's warehouses, there's project management positions, as well as state and county jobs. But this might not align with your career or your lifestyle preferences, so be sure to look into jobs or have something lined up before making your move down here. All right, let's talk education. Lower Alabama boasts several top-notch schools, both public and private, but like anywhere, the quality varies by district. For families moving here, researching schools is pretty crucial. Our region is actively working on enhancing educational infrastructure, but some areas still lag behind. If education is a priority for your family, consider this in your decision. The right school district can make a world of a difference, and let's not forget to mention it will greatly impact your home's value. So even if you don't have school-aged children, consider a home in a top school district in Lower Alabama because it will only increase the value of your property. Agriculture plays a big part in Lower Alabama's economy. This is where you'll get the freshest produce and experience authentic Southern cuisine. But if you're not into rural lifestyle, it might take some getting used to, or you might actually hate it if you've never lived somewhere rural. Our agriculture sector isn't just about crops, it's a way of life here. From farm to table restaurants to community markets, it's a vibrant part of our culture. We're homegrown down here, and it's definitely a lifestyle. Another thing to consider is the ongoing development along our coast. While it's exciting to see new communities and amenities pop up, this rapid growth can strain our natural resources and impact the environment. Finding a balance between development and preserving our beautiful landscapes is a challenge we face almost daily down here. As a potential resident, be aware of the environmental impacts of these developments because you're gonna hear about them. Lower Alabama's economy is diversifying. Yes, tourism and agriculture are big, but we're also seeing growth in tech and renewable energy sectors. This diversification brings new job opportunities and attracts a dynamic workforce. If you're looking to start a career or shift gears, Lower Alabama's evolving economy offers exciting prospects. However, it's important to research the job market thoroughly, like I mentioned earlier, before even making a move down here. And then there's the challenge of living in a hurricane-prone area. Y'all need to know that even though our coastal communities here are resilient, recovering from a hurricane's impact takes time and resources. But it's a testament to the strength and unity of our communities. If you move here, being part of this resilient community means being prepared and willing to support each other in times of need. Despite these challenges, Lower Alabama is a place of strong community bonds. From neighborhood gatherings to local festivals, the sense of belonging here is something that we all love most. And if a tight-knit community is what you're seeking, you'll find it down here in Lower Alabama. It's a place where neighbors know each other and genuinely care. Our culture scene is budding, but we can't compete with the offerings of a large city. For some, our area might feel a bit too quiet and boring, lacking diversity, or not enough to do to keep you busy and entertained. But that's okay because 2 hours away, you've got New Orleans. And an hour east, you've got Pensacola. 6 hours, you can be at Disney World. I'm good with all that. I don't need any of that right in my backyard. I like the fact that all of that's close by, but it's not close enough to where we're gonna experience a lot of busy and congestion. Now, we can't ignore the weather. I mentioned hurricanes and storms are a big part of life here. Being prepared, especially near the coast, is important. You need to understand how warm it gets here and humid. It's a subtropical climate, and we crank that air condition during our summer months, which is like April till September, sometimes October. We get storms, normally a lot of rain, but sometimes a drought hits too. We're not strangers to hurricanes either. They don't happen every single year, but they happen, so you need to be aware of that as well. I mentioned homeowners associations, or HOAs. These are a big part of residential life in Lower Alabama. They help maintain homes and offer amenities like pools and parks, enhancing community spirit, and they also help maintain those property values. But HOAs come with their own set of rules, so if you love personalizing your home, you might find these restrictions limiting. Plus, HOA fees can be an added expense to your budget. HOAs do have their perks, like holding homeowners to a higher standard in the upkeep of their properties, but dealing with the politics can be challenging, especially if the HOA is run by the homeowners, because some people can get really carried away and become a nuisance. It comes with the territory though. When house hunting, be wary of quickly flipped homes. They may have quality compromises. It's not always a concern that you need to take into consideration. A lot of times you'll find one of these properties online first and the pictures look flawless, but when we go and look in person for y'all, it's a mess, or what I like to call a handyman special. But hey, if the price is right and you're open to fixing some stuff, then it actually might make sense. But just remember, sometimes if it seems too good to be true, it's probably because it is. Sometimes what lies beneath the surface can be concerning. It's not uncommon to find quick cosmetic fixes that mask underlying issues like electrical problems or plumbing issues, or even structural weaknesses. So definitely get a thorough home inspection. Imagine moving into what you thought was your dream home only to find out that the renovations were superficial, hiding serious issues that are now your responsibility. It could be a total nightmare. This doesn't mean that all remodeled homes are risky. I'm just saying many are renovated to high standards. However, you just need to be ready for anything and do thorough inspections. And there you have it. Moving to Lower Alabama has its ups and its downs. It's not all negatives, but being informed is key. If you're adaptable to our humid climate, you enjoy a slower pace, and you're open to economic changes, then LA might just be the perfect place for you. Thanks for joining me today. Remember, every place has its pros and its cons. It's all about finding the right fit for you. If y'all are ready to move on down to Lower Alabama, call us today. We're the #1 relocation team in Baldwin County. And to learn more about living in LA, check out this next video.